Okay, so we are going to be talking about the top 10 reasons why you should not move to New Jersey, and stick around for number 1 because to me it is one of the most important things to pay attention to if you are thinking about moving to Jersey. So number 10 is the tax rates. They are some of the highest tax rates that we have in the country, and they range from 1.4 all the way up to 10.75, and I actually think the governor may have just increased that maybe for next year up to 11.8. So if you are making a pretty penny, you are going to be paying the state a pretty penny. Number 9 actually goes along with the tax rate. It's called the mansion tax, and not many other states have this, but if you buy a property over $1 million, you will be paying 1% of that cost on top of the price of the home back to New Jersey. All right, so number 8 is actually the weather. If you are someone who likes being in the warmth and outside all the time, New Jersey might not be for you because we have quite a few months from late November to February, March-ish where it gets pretty cold and we get quite a bit of snow. So if you don't like shoveling and you don't like being outside in the cold and bundling up, it might not be the state for you. 7. Now, I did say in my previous video of all the things I love about New Jersey that the people are some of the kindest, nicest people I've ever met, but of course, like any other state, you're gonna get good and bad people, and New Jersey definitely has a reputation for not being the kindest, and there are definitely some rivalries, so not sure that this exists in many other states, but we have a North Jersey group, we have a Central Jersey group, and we have a South Jersey group. And it is often said that New Jersey can be divided into at least 2, if not 3 states because of how different each of these sections are. Number 6 is that New Jersey ranks among some of the worst states to retire to. And it makes sense, right? We don't have the greatest weather all year round. We have a high cost of living. Even though we're close to Philly and New York and the beaches, it can definitely have its negatives when it comes to thinking about retirement. Actually, we are the 2nd worst state to retire to. Not really a list you want to be at the top of, but there it is, it's the facts. All right, number 5 is all about the traffic. We have roughly 9 million people in our somewhat small state, and we have people coming in from lots of different places nearby, Philly, New York, Delaware, to visit our beautiful beaches and all the things we have going on in Jersey. So it gets pretty crowded pretty quickly, and it can be quite annoying, especially because we have some roads that have not been updated in a while. Our infrastructure does not help that problem as much either, so the traffic lands us at number 5. Number 4 goes along with that, the pollution. So we have lots of factories in New Jersey, and there's definitely some not so great emissions being put off with all the people that live here and all the factories and everything going on. And it's actually 6% worse than the national average in terms of pollution rates. So again, not really a great number, but it's important that you know all the things you need to know about Jersey. All right, number 3 actually has to do with our beautiful beaches, and I love our beautiful beaches, but you do have to pay to get on every single beach in New Jersey. It is something that most people are very surprised by when they come here. It's quite annoying, and it's not necessarily cheap either. You'll pay about $10 a day or about $120 for the season. They do half seasons as well, but just know that you are going to pay no matter what from Memorial Day to Labor Day if you want to jump on the beach. Now, if you're living here year round, the benefit of being a local is that you don't pay in the off season, which I guess is a bit of a perk. Number 2 is the cost of living. Being a New Jersey resident my entire life, it's hard to know anything different, and I'm sure if I lived in another state, I would have a lot more money in my pocket, but again, I don't really know the difference. The cost of living though here is pretty high. The average home will cost you $390,000, and the national average is more like $330,000. So that's a $60,000 difference. That's pretty high. Now again, we also have some of the higher wages in the country, so maybe that offsets it a little bit, but you don't get to keep as much in your pocket as you'd like. The cost of living is actually 25% higher than the national average. That's a big chunk of change right there. The number 1 reason why you should not move to New Jersey is all about our Superfund sites. If you don't know what a Superfund site is, you can definitely Google it and learn a little bit more, but essentially it's a site that has been deemed to be containing toxic waste probably from years ago, because you can't really dump toxic waste the way you used to be able to. But we have 113 of these sites in New Jersey, and just to put it in perspective, the next highest state is California, and they have about 95 or 96 sites in their state. And again, let's think about this. New Jersey has about 8,000 square miles of space. California has 163,000 square miles of space. So when you think about 113 sites versus 97, when they are massively bigger than our state, that's pretty bad. So you are likely to be living probably within a few miles, 10 miles, maybe 20 miles from the closest Superfund site, which might not really appeal to you. Definitely look more into that, and definitely check out my other video about all the reasons why you should move to New Jersey, because there are some good reasons. Take care and be well.